You might be damaging your liver every single day without even realizing it. Silent habits, innocent foods, and common routines could be putting your health at serious risk. But if you stay with me, I'll show you exactly what to avoid and how to protect your liver naturally, starting today. Have you ever taken a simple over-the-counter pill for a headache or fever, believing it's completely harmless? You're not alone. In fact, millions of people do the same thing every day, especially in North America. But what if I told you that one of the most common household medications, widely trusted and used for decades, might be quietly damaging your liver, even when taken exactly as the package recommends? Let's talk about acetaminophen, also known as paracetamol in some countries. It's found in hundreds of products, from cold and flu remedies to pain relievers, and is often used without a second thought. It's effective, accessible, and appears safe. But there's more to the story. The liver is the primary organ responsible for metabolizing acetaminophen. When taken in therapeutic doses, most of it is safely processed. However, a small portion gets converted into a toxic compound called NAPQI. Normally, your liver neutralizes this compound with a powerful antioxidant called glutathione. But here's the catch. Your liver's supply of glutathione is not infinite. When it becomes depleted, even standard doses of acetaminophen can begin to harm liver cells. You might be thinking, but I don't overuse it. I only take it occasionally. That's a good instinct. However, here's where it gets tricky. Regular consumption over days or weeks, even at recommended doses, especially when combined with other substances like alcohol or certain supplements, increases the stress on the liver. And the effects aren't always immediate. Liver damage from acetaminophen is often silent at first, with no clear symptoms until the damage is advanced. Now imagine this. You have a headache, you take a cold and flu medicine, and later, a sleep aid, all on the same day. Without realizing it, you may have consumed a cumulative dose of acetaminophen well beyond the daily limit. This is one of the most common causes of accidental liver injury in the United States. And it's not just about how much you take, but also when and with what. Taking acetaminophen on an empty stomach during a fasting period or after alcohol consumption increases its toxicity. Your liver becomes more vulnerable under these conditions. What's more, many health-conscious individuals today are turning to natural supplements, which is generally a good thing. But certain herbs and even high doses of vitamin C or iron supplements can interact with liver enzymes, inadvertently amplifying the burden when taken alongside acetaminophen. So what can you do to protect your liver? First, always check the labels. Acetaminophen hides under many names, and it's your responsibility to add up the total daily dose. The generally accepted safe limit for adults is 3,000 to 4,000 mg per day, but aiming for less is wiser. Second, avoid taking it with alcohol or during fasting states. If you're already on medications or supplements that are processed by the liver, be especially cautious. And if you use acetaminophen regularly for chronic pain or other reasons, speak to your healthcare provider about safer alternatives or protective strategies for your liver. But perhaps the most powerful step you can take is this. Support your liver's natural defenses. A balanced diet rich in leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, and foods high in sulfur such as garlic and onions can naturally boost glutathione levels. Hydration is equally essential. Water helps your liver flush out toxins efficiently. Many people only start thinking about their liver after problems arise. But the liver is one of the few organs that can regenerate, if you support it in time. Prevention is not just better than cure. It's the key to sustained vitality. And here's something few people realize. A healthy liver isn't just about detoxification. It plays a vital role in hormonal balance, energy production, digestion, and even your mood. That mild fatigue, occasional brain fog, or stubborn weight gain. Sometimes it starts with a liver that's working too hard. Taking a common painkiller shouldn't come at the cost of long-term health. With a bit of awareness and a few intentional actions, you can continue to live well and pain-free, without compromising your liver. And now that you understand this silent risk hiding in your medicine cabinet, prepare yourself, because the next habit we'll explore is one that starts every morning at the breakfast table. Ignoring it won't just reduce your progress, it could lead to complications you've never imagined. Stay with me. Picture this. You wake up, head to the kitchen, and pour yourself a bowl of cereal. You add a splash of low-fat milk, grab a glass of orange juice, and maybe toss a granola bar into your bag for later. It feels like a wholesome, energizing start to the day. But what if I told you this seemingly healthy breakfast might be working against your liver health, setting the stage for a problem that could take years to detect? In North America, convenience has shaped the way we eat, especially in the morning. Processed cereals, fruit juices, and packaged health snacks dominate the breakfast aisle. They're marketed with phrases like heart healthy, natural, or a great source of vitamins. But beneath the labels lies a hidden threat: excessive fructose. Fructose is a type of sugar found naturally in fruits, which is perfectly safe in its whole food form. However, the concentrated forms used in processed foods, especially high-fructose corn syrup, are a different story. Unlike glucose, which is used by almost every cell in the body, fructose can only be metabolized by the liver. When consumed in high amounts, especially without fiber, as in fruit juices or sweetened cereals, it puts a tremendous burden on liver function. Here's the issue. When the liver is forced to process large amounts of fructose repeatedly, it starts converting the excess into fat. This fat accumulates in liver cells, leading to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, a condition now alarmingly common even in people who never drink alcohol. And unlike alcohol-related liver damage, NAFLD can develop silently over years, with few to no symptoms, until it becomes serious. One of the most surprising sources? That morning glass of orange juice. While it may seem like a vitamin-packed start, it can contain as much sugar as a can of soda. And because the fiber is removed during juicing, the fructose hits your liver like a sugar bomb. Pair that with sweetened yogurt or a bowl of cereal with added sugars, and your liver is already working overtime before your day has even begun. Even so-called healthy granola bars often contain a mix of sweeteners, syrups, and dried fruits that spike fructose intake. And when you repeat this pattern daily, it sets off a cascade: insulin resistance, fat accumulation, and oxidative stress, all impacting your liver and metabolic health. But there's good news. You can reverse this trend with simple, intentional swaps that nourish your liver instead of burdening it. Start by replacing processed breakfast foods with whole, fiber-rich options. Steel-cut oats with chia seeds and fresh berries provide complex carbs, fiber, and antioxidants. Instead of fruit juice, choose a whole piece of fruit, which offers not only natural sugars but also fiber to slow down absorption. And if you enjoy eggs, they're a protein-rich choice that doesn't spike your blood sugar or stress your liver. Leafy greens like spinach or kale can also be added to a morning smoothie for a gentle liver-supporting kickstart. Consider adding turmeric or cinnamon, both known for their anti-inflammatory properties. A green tea or herbal infusion instead of sugary coffee creamers can also make a difference. What matters most is consistency. Shifting your morning routine might feel small, but it's a powerful step toward liver protection. Remember, the liver isn't just a detox organ. It helps regulate energy, supports immune function, and balances hormones. By giving it a gentler, more supportive start to the day, you empower your entire system. Many people wait until symptoms arise: fatigue, sluggish digestion, brain fog, before they question their morning habits. But by then, the damage may already be underway. The best time to act is before you feel the consequences. This isn't about restriction. It's about awareness, learning how even common habits can impact your health, and making choices that align with how you want to feel every day. When you start your morning right, your liver thanks you. But as surprising as this morning mistake might be, the next everyday habit affects almost every meal you eat. And while it's easy to overlook, failing to change it won't just slow down your health goals. It could leave your liver fighting a battle it was never meant to face. Don't miss this next one. Every day, in kitchens across the country, something seemingly harmless is happening. A skillet sizzles, a bottle opens, and a generous pour of oil coats the surface. Whether it's for frying eggs, sautéing vegetables, or browning meat, it feels like just another step in preparing a home-cooked meal. But here's the surprising truth. The very oil you're using might be undermining your liver health slowly and silently. Over the past few decades, there's been a dramatic shift in the types of fats consumed in North America. Traditional fats like butter and lard were replaced with industrial seed oils, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, safflower oil. They were marketed as healthy alternatives, praised for being cholesterol-free and high in polyunsaturated fats. But as science has evolved, so has our understanding of what these oils actually do once they're inside the body. These vegetable oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6s are essential in small amounts, the modern diet has tipped the balance far too heavily in their favor, especially when compared to the anti-inflammatory omega-3s. This imbalance promotes chronic inflammation, and inflammation is a major contributor to liver stress. Now let's dig deeper. When these oils are heated, especially at high temperatures during frying or grilling, they become unstable. This instability leads to the formation of oxidized lipids and harmful compounds like aldehydes, which are toxic to human cells. Your liver, being the central hub of detoxification, takes the brunt of that burden. Imagine using the same cooking oil repeatedly. In many homes and even restaurants, oil is reused to save money or reduce waste. But with every cycle of heating and cooling, the oil becomes more degraded, more oxidized, and more toxic. These toxic byproducts are absorbed into the food you eat and eventually processed by your liver. Over time, this creates a situation where the liver is constantly battling inflammation and oxidative stress, two major factors in the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and even more serious conditions. There's another layer to this story. Processed foods, especially frozen snacks, chips, and baked goods, often contain hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. These are a source of trans fats, which have been conclusively linked to liver dysfunction, among other health risks. Even when a label says 0 grams trans fat, if it contains ingredients like partially hydrogenated soybean oil, there may still be trace amounts. So what can you do to protect your liver while still enjoying flavorful meals? Start by reconsidering the oils you use. Choose stable, minimally processed fats that can withstand heat without breaking down. Good options include extra virgin olive oil for low to medium heat cooking and avocado oil for higher temperatures. If you tolerate it well, small amounts of grass-fed butter or ghee are also excellent choices. Avoid deep-frying foods at home. Instead, try steaming, baking, roasting, or lightly sautéing. These methods preserve nutrients while minimizing the formation of harmful compounds. And when you do use oil, measure it instead of pouring freely. Moderation matters. Reading labels is another powerful habit. Look for processed foods that use healthier oils, or better yet, prepare more meals from whole ingredients. Every small change you make reduces your exposure and gives your liver a break. It's also worth incorporating antioxidant-rich foods into your daily routine. Foods high in vitamin E, selenium, and polyphenols, like almonds, sunflower seeds, blueberries, and green tea, help combat oxidative stress and support liver resilience. The goal isn't to eliminate all fat or avoid every indulgence. It's about making conscious decisions that respect your body's needs and reduce its toxic load. Your liver is constantly working to keep you in balance. With a few thoughtful changes, you can return the favor. Most people never think twice about the oil they use to cook dinner, but the cumulative effects of those choices have real consequences. Fortunately, once you're aware, you can change your habits, and that awareness alone is powerful. But be warned, while unhealthy oils are a slow-moving threat, the next mistake we're going to talk about has a more direct, immediate impact on liver health. And although it's widely accepted as part of a normal lifestyle, continuing the habit may leave your liver struggling more than you realize. Ignoring it won't just limit your results. It could lead to long-term complications that are difficult to reverse. It's Friday evening, and you've had a long week. You decide to unwind with friends over dinner and drinks. Maybe it's a glass of wine, a cold beer, or a cocktail. Nothing excessive, just part of the social ritual. It feels normal, even healthy in moderation. After all, a drink here and there is harmless, right? The truth is more nuanced. While moderate alcohol consumption is socially accepted and even culturally embedded in many places, it still places a significant burden on your liver, especially when combined with certain everyday dietary choices. Your liver is the only organ capable of metabolizing alcohol. Once alcohol enters your system, your liver immediately prioritizes its breakdown. That's because alcohol is seen by the body as a toxin, and processing it becomes the liver's top job, halting other metabolic functions in the process. This means the metabolism of fats, glucose, and other substances slows down until the alcohol is cleared. The byproduct of alcohol metabolism is a compound called acetaldehyde, a known toxin and carcinogen. Acetaldehyde causes oxidative stress and inflammation inside the liver. If this process happens repeatedly, even in moderate amounts, it weakens the liver's ability to perform its other vital roles. Now here's where it gets more complex. When alcohol is consumed alongside a modern, high-sugar or high-fat diet, which is common in many social settings, the liver is hit from both sides. It's not just breaking down the alcohol, it's also trying to process dietary fats and sugars. This combination increases fat accumulation in liver cells, elevates triglyceride levels, and amplifies oxidative stress. Even more subtle is the effect of frequency. Many people assume that occasional drinking means once in a while. But for some, moderation becomes a glass of wine each night. And the liver, unlike other organs, doesn't get stronger with repeated stress. It needs periods of recovery. If alcohol is consumed daily, even in small doses, the liver never gets that full recovery window. Let's talk numbers for context. It takes roughly 1 hour for your liver to process a standard drink. But the metabolic stress from that drink can linger for several hours, even longer if your diet lacks antioxidants or your hydration is low. And if alcohol is consumed late at night, during a time when the liver naturally engages in repair and detoxification, it interrupts these critical functions. Many people also overlook the interaction between alcohol and medications or supplements. Acetaminophen, certain antibiotics, statins, and even herbal products like kava or valerian root can increase the liver's workload dramatically when mixed with alcohol. This creates a compounding effect, one that the liver must work harder and longer to manage. So how do you enjoy life and protect your liver at the same time? The key is mindfulness and moderation with intention. If you choose to drink, give your body ample support before and after. Eat a balanced meal beforehand, rich in fiber and healthy fats. Stay well hydrated throughout the day, and consider following alcohol with antioxidant-rich foods like berries, leafy greens, or green tea. More importantly, build alcohol-free days into your week, not just for the sake of abstinence, but to allow your liver the time it needs to recover and repair. Rest is essential for regeneration, and your liver is no exception. There are also growing alternatives to traditional alcoholic drinks. From herbal mocktails to kombuchas and sparkling adaptogenic beverages, you can still enjoy the social experience without taxing your liver. Choosing these options more often doesn't mean restriction. It means respecting your body's limits. Above all, remember that your liver is involved in more than just detoxification. It regulates hormones, supports brain function, and even influences your immune system. Protecting it isn't about giving things up, it's about gaining lasting health, clarity, and energy. Alcohol in moderation isn't inherently dangerous, but when paired with the wrong habits, or repeated too frequently without care, it becomes a silent obstacle to optimal health. Understanding this empowers you to make informed decisions, not just for today, but for your future. But be aware, while alcohol is often the obvious suspect, there's a growing issue that hides in plain sight, even in health-conscious homes. It's linked to supplements, herbal teas, and wellness trends. If misunderstood, this habit won't just stall your liver's recovery, it could unknowingly push it into dangerous territory. Ignoring it may lead to consequences far beyond what most people expect. In the pursuit of better health, many people turn to supplements. It's a natural instinct, Wanting to feel more energized, sleep better, strengthen immunity, or simply support the body as it ages? Walk through any pharmacy or health food store, and you'll find shelves filled with brightly labeled bottles promising vitality and wellness. But here's what most people don't realize. Some of those very supplements may be quietly stressing the liver. Your liver plays a central role in metabolizing not only medications, but also vitamins, minerals, and herbal compounds. When taken in the right amounts and with the right knowledge, many of these can be helpful. But when used indiscriminately, in excess or in combination, they can overwhelm the liver's finely tuned detoxification system. Let's begin with a common example: vitamin A. Found in many multivitamins, liver supplements, and skincare formulations, vitamin A is fat-soluble, meaning it's stored in the liver. While essential for vision, immunity, and skin health, too much can lead to a condition called hypervitaminosis A, which places significant strain on liver cells. The symptoms may be subtle at first: fatigue, mild nausea, or irritability, but over time, the buildup can cause inflammation or liver dysfunction. Iron is another crucial nutrient that often shows up in supplements. For people with iron deficiency, supplementation is vital. But when taken without a diagnosed need, excess iron doesn't just pass through the body. It accumulates, and the liver is one of its primary storage sites. High iron levels contribute to oxidative stress, a known factor in the progression of fatty liver disease and even cirrhosis in severe cases. Now let's look at the booming herbal supplement industry. Products like kava, comfrey, chaparral, and even concentrated green tea extracts have been linked to liver toxicity when taken in high doses or for prolonged periods. While these herbs may offer benefits in certain contexts, they can also act as double-edged swords. The challenge is that many of these products are not regulated as strictly as pharmaceuticals, and dosages are not always standardized. What's safe for one person may not be for another. Even popular detox teas and weight loss supplements, often perceived as harmless or natural, can contain compounds that stress liver enzymes. Ingredients like senna, cascara, or bitter orange may push the liver into overdrive, especially if used repeatedly without breaks. The cumulative effect of all these inputs, vitamins, minerals, herbs, becomes more concerning when you consider how often they're taken together. Multivitamins in the morning, protein powders post-workout, herbal sleep aids at night. Each one adds a metabolic load. Over time, this can interfere with the liver's ability to perform its essential tasks, breaking down toxins, balancing hormones, and producing bile for digestion. So how do you use supplements wisely and support your liver in the process? First, start with testing, not guessing. Before supplementing with nutrients like iron or vitamin A, have your levels checked by a qualified health professional. What works wonders for one person may be unnecessary or harmful for another. Second, simplify your routine. Focus on getting most nutrients from real, whole foods. Leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, fruits, and quality proteins provide a rich and balanced nutrient profile that your body can absorb more easily. Supplements should fill gaps, not replace meals or serve as a shortcut. Read labels with care. Avoid supplements with artificial colors, preservatives, or proprietary blends that hide ingredient amounts. Look for products from trusted brands that provide third-party testing and clear transparency. Give your body rest days. Just as we benefit from taking breaks between workouts, your liver benefits from having supplement-free days, especially if you're taking herbs or detox products. Recovery is part of the healing process. And finally, support your liver with foods that enhance its natural detox pathways. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, sulfur-rich onions and garlic, and herbs like milk thistle and dandelion root have long been recognized for their protective effects. Hydration and regular movement also play key roles. Your liver is not a passive organ. It's dynamic, responsive, and incredibly resilient. But it needs balance, not overload. If you're using supplements, let them be tools, not crutches. Make every capsule or powder a conscious choice, one that supports the body you want to live in. And remember, while supplements can play a powerful role in your health journey, how you prepare your food each day may have an even deeper impact. In fact, the next and final mistake we'll address isn't just common. It happens in almost every kitchen. Ignoring it won't just delay your progress, it may actively reverse the benefits you've been working so hard to achieve. You've done everything right. You've started eating more vegetables, reduced your sugar intake, cut back on alcohol, and even become more mindful of the supplements you use. You're paying attention to your health in ways you never did before. But there's one final mistake that could be quietly sabotaging all of that progress, and it happens in the way you prepare your food. Cooking is one of the most intimate acts of self-care. It's where nourishment begins. But certain cooking methods, especially those that rely on high heat, can create harmful compounds that put unnecessary stress on the liver. You might be choosing healthy ingredients, lean meats, fresh vegetables, whole grains. But if they're charred, overly browned, or deep-fried, they may end up doing more harm than good. Let's look at what happens when food is cooked at very high temperatures. Grilling, frying, broiling, and searing. These techniques can all produce compounds called AGEs, or advanced glycation end products. They form when proteins or fats combine with sugars in the presence of high heat. While the body can handle small amounts of AGEs, consistently consuming them through charred or overly crisped foods can overwhelm your system. The liver once again steps in to manage the detoxification process. It works to neutralize these compounds and prevent them from causing oxidative damage. But as AGEs accumulate, they contribute to chronic inflammation and insulin resistance, two key players in the development and progression of liver disease. Then there are heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, which form when meats are cooked over open flames or at very high heat. These compounds are not only hard on the liver, but have been associated with broader health concerns as well. Even something as seemingly innocent as a well-done burger or crispy chicken skin can contain significant amounts. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy the occasional grilled meal or seared steak. It's about awareness and moderation, and knowing how to balance flavor with function. So what can you do? First, shift your cooking methods. Steaming, boiling, poaching, and slow cooking all preserve the nutritional value of food while minimizing the formation of harmful compounds. These methods are gentle on both your ingredients and your liver. Use acidic marinades. Lemon juice, vinegar, and herbs like rosemary or thyme not only enhance flavor, but also reduce the formation of HCAs when cooking meat. A simple marinade can make a meaningful difference. Trim visible fat from meats before cooking and avoid letting drippings hit open flames, as this reduces PAH formation. And when you do grill, don't overchar your food. A golden brown color is far safer than deep black or burnt edges. Rotate your proteins. Incorporate more plant-based options like lentils, beans, tofu, or tempeh, which are less likely to form these compounds and are easier on the liver overall. Fish is also a lighter alternative that responds well to gentle cooking. And finally, be intentional about balance. If you enjoy a grilled dinner, pair it with antioxidant-rich sides like leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and berries. These help buffer oxidative stress and give your liver the tools it needs to process what you've consumed. Your liver doesn't expect perfection, just support. Every thoughtful choice you make in the kitchen adds up. Cooking can still be flavorful, satisfying, and joyful without sacrificing health. And as promised from the very beginning of this journey, there's one more bonus tip that ties it all together. If you're looking for a natural way to assist liver regeneration and reduce inflammation, consider incorporating dandelion root tea into your weekly routine. Dandelion has been studied for its hepatoprotective properties, meaning it helps shield the liver from damage. It also supports bile production, which aids digestion and detoxification. To prepare it, steep 1 teaspoon of dried dandelion root in hot water for about 10 minutes. Strain and drink up to twice a day. It's gentle, accessible, and can be a wonderful ritual of self-care. Small changes, lasting impact. The liver is incredibly resilient when given the chance. By removing the silent burdens and replacing them with nourishment, you're not just improving liver function. You're enhancing your energy, clarity, mood, and longevity. Remember, the health of your liver reflects the choices you make every day. The more informed and intentional those choices are, the more vibrant your life becomes. Take these steps seriously, because skipping this knowledge doesn't just limit your results. It may expose your body to consequences that are completely avoidable with the right awareness and care.